Hello and welcome back to another Doctor Who collection update. And today's Doctor Who collection update, I'll be showing you all the various bits of merchandise I've picked up from January right up until the end of March, and that includes some of the lovely birthday presents that I've got. And there's quite a wide variety of Doctor Who merchandise within this collection update. There's figures, books, Big Finish, Blu-rays, and a few little custom made things as well, which is pretty darn exciting. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive straight into this collection update. So kicking off this collection update with some clothing items. Yes, fashion darling, yes, we're all about the fashion now. We've got this lovely 4th Doctor jumper to celebrate 40 years of Logopolis. Yes, I should have done a little catwalk, you know, that would have been pretty. Yeah, we're not doing that. So we've got this sort of celebrating 40 years of Logopolis with the 4th Doctor's last little quote. I really like it because it's sort of subtle and niche. You know, so if you're walking down the street with your Doctor Who jumper on, people aren't going to be like, oh, he's one of those Doctor Who nutters. It's very subtle, and if people know, then they're like, oh, that's a really nice jumper. Really like the colour, burgundy. I don't know what I'm talking about, but yes, fashion. The next bit of fashion is technically not Doctor Who related, but sort of is. It is a pair of black Converse, which my lovely girlfriend got me. Don't worry, I do have the other Converse. I'm just showing you the one. I mean, I'd have words if she only got me the one shoe. But yeah, this is sort of an unintentional sort of collection, because I do love me some Converse. They're, you know, probably my favourite sort of related trainer, and they protect your ankle. Very good sort of shoes in that sense. Like I said, this is an unintentional collection. You know, I've got all the other ones like the burgundy and the sort of the cream one. I just needed the black Converse, which are very cool. They were mainly seen in the Cyberman 2-parter and the Ooze 2-parter and Fear Her, and any time the 10th Doctor wore a tuxedo, he'd be wearing the black Converse. So yeah, it's great to finish sort of an unintentional Converse collection, but yeah, really do like them. So the next item is quite frankly one of the most oldest bits of Doctor Who merchandise I've ever seen, but I secretly love it, but I also think it's a little bit cursed as well. So I'm going to show you the box. As you can see, it's, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, it's just a TARDIS box, of course. So if I just move that there, and then I will get the actual item now. We have this, the Matt Smith duck. We have Doctor Who, bought by my lovely girlfriend as a joke. So yeah, we've got Matt Smith, or the 11th Doctor, as a duck. And of course, it does light up apparently. Why would you want it to light up in your bath? You'll get electrocuted. Yeah. So we have the 11th Doctor as a duck, holding his sonic screwdriver there, which, that doesn't really look like a sonic screwdriver, but yeah. My two loves, ducks and Doctor Who. There we go, Doctor Who. I may do a video on it just to see, like a bit of a spoof review, because yeah, this is definitely a very odd item. Doctor Who, everyone, my favourite TV show. Woohoo! Continuing on the 11th Doctor theme, we have the 50th anniversary steelbook, which I love. You know, I've got such a soft spot for the 50th. I think that it was one of the best times to be a Doctor Who fan. It was just absolutely glorious, and to have a steelbook sort of dedicated to that year of Doctor Who is just incredible. You may notice that I've got it in a steelbook protector. That's because I've bought a load of steelbook protectors to, you know, protect all my other Doctor Who steelbooks so they don't get damaged, because, you know, they are works of art and I love them. I do love me a good old steelbook, and yeah, the 50th anniversary, what a great time to be a Doctor Who fan. And then we have the next Blu-ray, which is the Season 8 collection box set, which is absolutely glorious. My favourite cover art in the collection line. I utterly adore it, and there will be a live stream talking about Season 8 on the 1st of May, so put that in your diary. There will be a live stream dedicated to Season 8, 1st of May, looking at all the stories and the special features, so that'll be very exciting. So yeah, it'll just be me gushing over Pertwee for many hours. So there we go, that is the Blu-ray section. Right, onto the figure section of this collection update. We have the 3rd Doctor and Sea Devil twin pack from the Forbidden Planet line. Now, I'm not somebody who, you know, collects figures in box, but I feel like this is a rare exception, because this is probably my favourite Forbidden Planet twin pack. It's from my favourite story, my favourite Doctor, and just the nostalgia this packaging gives me is just unreal. And, you know, this set has a lot of sentiment behind it for me, so I feel like I had to get it. I found it for a really good price, and I couldn't really say no. And I just absolutely love it, because, you know, it's my favourite story, and just the packaging just takes me back to being a kid again. It's utterly wonderful. I really do love it. It's one of my prized possessions now, you know, to have this figure set back mint on card. It's just really lovely. Books. Everybody loves a good old Doctor Who book. So the first book is Dr. Third, which my lovely girlfriend got, yeah, which is very cool. It's the only Doctor sort of Mr. Men book I've got, which is pretty nice. Do like it, actually. It's a nice little fun little quirky little read. So yeah, do like that. Doctor Third, everyone. The next book we have is the Doctor Who and the Library of Time, part of the Doctor Who magazine sort of free gift to sort of celebrate the new Target books containing extracts from the recent Target wave. Yeah, bit of an odd a little free gift, but I do like it. It's rather interesting. Speaking of Target books, we have Dalek by Rob Sherman. I haven't started reading this yet, so yeah, I feel a bit terrible because it's Dalek and it's a fantastic story. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get all the Ninth Doctor Target books. I've got Rose, which was a fantastic read. But yeah, this was the only one that really interested me out of the recent Target wave. Next up we have a Virgin New Adventure reprint from the History Collection, and that is Human Nature by Paul Cornell. Now this was reprinted back in 2015, and I've always been intrigued to see what the original Human Nature was like, so I thought I'd pick up to see the original version with the 7th Doctor to see how it differs from the TV version. So yeah, I feel pretty good to have that one, and I'm looking forward to experiencing the source material of Human Nature. Continuing the 7th Doctor theme, I did pick up another 7th Doctor theme book, which is the Script Doctor by Andrew Cartmel. Now this book I have wanted for so long because it just seems like a really good insight to, you know, the making of the 7th Doctor era, which I'm really interested to know about the final few years of the show. So it seems like a very interesting read, and I'm looking forward to experiencing. And the cover does look very 80s, a bit like one of Ace's t-shirts in a way. I really do like that. So yeah, the Script Doctor. Doctor Who and the Pirate Planet by James Goss, and a story by Douglas Adams. Recently watched The Key to Time, and it made me sort of want to get the big chunky novel of the Pirate Planet. Now this is based off Douglas Adams's first draft of the story. I managed to get this for £2 on eBay, so I thought that was an absolute steal. Yeah, this seemed more appealing than getting the Target book, because it seems to be a bit more of a different version to the Pirate Planet, what we've got on our DVD shelves, because like I said, it's the first draft of the Pirate Planet, so it's going to be pretty exciting. I'm excited to get around to reading that. Then the final book we have, The Harvest of Time by Alistair Reynolds, which is a 3rd Doctor and Unit and Master story, released back in 2013. So yeah, love me some 3rd Doctor action, so it's good to have another 3rd Doctor book in the collection. So yeah, this was released back in 2013. So that is the books for this collection update. The main bulk of this collection update is, of course, good old Big Finish. A collection update from me without Big Finish would just be wrong. So Big Finish did a sort of Torchwood clearance sale, and I did pick up the Torchwood archive. I don't really know much about this release, to be honest, but I think it's one of sort of the Celebration Torchwood releases there. But yeah, it seems like quite an interesting little oddity in the Torchwood line. The next Torchwood release was Torchwood Believe, which is a box I've wanted for a long time because it features, you know, the OG sort of Torchwood team. And maybe this year we'll get some more Torchwood style box sets like this, because it's a sort of 15-year anniversary for Torchwood, which is pretty cool. So I think Big Finish will probably do some special releases to celebrate that. But yeah, this seems like a very interesting story. It's a 3-parter, and I may do a review on it actually, do sort of like a Torchwood themed week on the channel. That'd be pretty cool. The next one we have is a Bernie Summerfield audio, which is the Relics of Jexal. Now, if you're familiar with your Doctor Who sort of merchandise from the 1970s, there's a jigsaw with a load of K1 robots on. This Bernie Summerfield audio makes that jigsaw sort of canon in a way. It sort of explains why there are multiple K1 robots on that jigsaw. So it's basically to make a jigsaw make sense in the Doctor Who continuity. So yeah, I think that's the main reason I picked this up, just to see how they make sort of a jigsaw fit into the continuity. The next audio is the Diary of Riversong Series 8. The last story within this box set, The Queen of the Mechanoids, is meant to tie into Dalek Universe. At the time of recording, I have no idea how that ties into Dalek Universe because it's not out yet. But what do I make of the actual box set itself? Well, I think that it was a good set. It's not my favourite of the Riversong range, and it's not the worst. I think that it's just it's an alright listen. It's an alright listen. So if we take a look at the stories themselves, A Slight Glimpse of Tomorrow by James Goss, really did enjoy that one. That's a lot of fun. A Brave New World, probably the weakest of the box set. But definitely does explore the character of Rachel there, this sort of android character. A Forever Home by Alfie Shaw. That's quite an interesting one. Probably my favourite of the set actually, and quite a grim ending, and it does have a few sort of slight twists and turns. And the Queen of the Mechanoids is pretty good actually. It's a good way to conclude the box set. This set does have a surprise cameo. I'm not going to spoil who is the mysterious cameo, but yeah, really nice little touch, because it's not really been talked about, the little cameo, so it's not been ruined, and I'm not going to ruin it because it's definitely a nice little surprise when you're listening to it. The next set of audios is the Big Finish monthly range. This is the last year the monthly range is being put out before Big Finish change the format and go into box sets. So we kickstarted the year with Colony of Fear, which is an interesting story. I have done a review on it, so I'll leave a link in the description below to my Big Finish review playlist so you can check out all the other Big Finish reviews that I've done. But as a story, I think that it has so many interesting ideas, but it's a story what doesn't really know what to do with the ideas. But there's some fascinating ideas, but it's just, yeah, the ideas just don't seem to gel together to form, you know, a solid story what you'd expect. The next one, the February release, was the Blazing Hour. Recently reviewed this one. Fantastic Fifth Doctor audio. It's basically the Fifth Doctor in Chernobyl. It's very bleak, very grim, and you know, I think that's when the Fifth Doctor works at his best, in the very darkest and bleak stories, because he's a very innocent Doctor, and to push this Doctor at breaking point, which this story does actually, especially the character of Violet does that to the Fifth Doctor. But it is a very good story, and it just proves why the Fifth Doctor is my favourite monthly range Doctor. And then we have March's monthly range release, the last one, which is The End of the Beginning, a sort of anthology story, what sort of all comes together in the final episode. I will be reviewing this one very soon and doing a monthly range overview in the next few weeks, sort of going from my least favourite monthly range story from 2021 to my favourite. But yeah, it was so glorious to have Paul McGann and Charlie back. Well, the Eighth Doctor and Charlie, it was just utterly glorious. I really did enjoy that one. And a good old vampire story with the Eighth Doctor. Yeah, I really did enjoy that one. Then we have the Fourth Doctor Lost Stories. We had Return of the Cybermen. Recently done a review on it. Very nice little oddity of a story. Very different to Revenge of the Cybermen. More very 1960s. It's the moon base meets Revenge of the Cybermen. But yeah, it's just a really good little curiosity release, and it's just really interesting to hear the season 12 TARDIS team, which, you know, Jerry Davis and John Dorney just captured beautifully. They're very well characterised, and Sadie Miller and Christopher Naylor do a wonderful job. Again, I have done a review on it, so if you want to check out my full thoughts on it, then check out that video. But yeah, I was very impressed with that release. And then we have the final Fourth Doctor Lost Story, which is the Doomsday Contract by John Lloyd and Nev Fountain. Again, I have to review this one, but I'm going to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed by this one. I was expecting a bit more of a sharper, wittier script, because obviously it's set in season 17, but sadly the story didn't seem to have that sort of... It was bizarre, but not the season 17 bizarre, if that makes sense. I expected something a little bit more from the story, because I was very excited for this one. But yeah, it's still a good story, but definitely out of the two Fourth Doctor Lost stories, I personally prefer Return of the Cybermen. Continuing with the Fourth Doctor theme, we have the Fourth Doctor Series 10. So we have the Fourth Doctor Series 10 Volume 1 and Volume 2. A very interesting series. Probably my favourite of the series was Day of the Comet, and you know, I think the first volume was probably my favourite of the two. I think the World Traders had a wonderful opening part, but the story slightly went downhill afterwards. Again, I will review Fourth Doctor Series 10 very soon. And Day of the Comet is a wonderfully bleak story, which is great, and it has some sort of surprising little references within there. And you can just imagine this being part of season 14. You can really picture the Fourth Doctor and Leela wandering around this sort of doom-riddled planet. You know, you can imagine the quarry basically. Then Volume 2 we kick off with the Tribulations of Thaddeus Nook with a sort of time tours. Very interesting one. The story takes a few unexpected turns, and I really do like it. Then Primeval Design starts off very strong and then just sort of gets weaker as the story progresses, but still a very enjoyable story nonetheless. Then we have the Eighth Doctor's continuing saga, Stranded 2. Did a big old live stream on it. Unit dating, personal highlight of it. Wonderful to have the Brigadier involved with Stranded and good old Gron, the Ogron. But yeah, really good stuff. I'm definitely interested to see where the Stranded series goes, because it's definitely got a lot of questions to answer, and I'm definitely excited to experience. And then we have Master, the box set. That was my terrible American accent. Yeah, the Eric Roberts box set, which I'm gonna be honest, I really did enjoy. I think March in particular had a lot of curious releases, what definitely made me very interested to get it, like Return of the Cybermen and the Eric Roberts box set, which I was a little bit on the fence about getting. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm glad I picked it up because they're 3 very interesting stories. It's very much a mini series, sort of each adventure sort of follows on one to the next. It has some wonderful world building. The Daleks are a great addition within the actual story, but I will say the ending of the box set just feels a little bit rushed. And it'd be interesting to see whether this gets a second box set. But I did enjoy it. It's a nice little self-contained box set if it is just the one box set, but I can definitely see Big Finish doing another box set. But I did really enjoy it. I think that it is a very interesting set. Continuing with the Master theme, we have Masterful, the big January release celebrating 50 years of the Master. Recently done a review of Masterful, the actual story. But yeah, very good story, brilliant way of celebrating 50 years of the Master. And just a lot of fun, very fun, sort of witty script by James Goss, what you'd expect, and I just really enjoyed it, and Derek Jacobi just absolutely steals. The final item I'm going to be showing you for this collection update is possibly my favourite of the items what feature in this collection update, and it is this lovely Third Doctor print with me and good old Pertwee there, which my lovely girlfriend does because she started doing these digital artworks, and she's done this lovely sort of drawing of me and the Third Doctor, which is, you know, the closest thing I'm going to get to a photo of me and John Pertwee. So I just absolutely treasure this because it's just beautiful, you know, the detail of his little TARDIS key there. I just love it. I think that it is utterly stunning and just one of my favourite bits of my collection, actually. I just love it to have me next to my favourite Doctor. It just warms my heart. So yeah, I really love it. Beautiful little digital print there of me and the Third Doctor. So that concludes this Doctor Who birthday collection update, showing you all the lovely bits of Doctor Who merchandise I've picked up over the past few months. Yeah, quite a wide variety of merchandise, books, Big Finish, Blu-rays, you know, wonderful stuff really. So if you've enjoyed this video, then please do like and subscribe because it really does help the channel out, and there'll be plenty more Doctor Who related content in the near future. So yes, like I said, there'll be a Season 8 live stream on the 1st of May, which will be very exciting, and of course plenty more Big Finish reviews and a few more different bits of content coming up very soon. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for more Doctor Who related madness. Thank you very much.